This Christmas message to the people of Ireland will be very upsetting and very heartbreaking for someone. It's going to be heartbreaking for me to talk about it. But it has to be said because, people in government, the people who are over this country, Michael D. Higgins made his speech last night, has refused to address the people of Ireland of this. And it has to be addressed, these issues. And so I'm going to address it. We have ridiculous amount of people homeless in this country at Christmas time. In all during the year, we had so many children lying on the streets, eating and sleeping on the streets. At Christmas time, we have children lying on the streets, haven't got a house to call, haven't got a place to call home. God knows how many in emergency accommodation and hotels in God knows where. And that's not anywhere, and nobody should at Christmas time should be in a hotel or should be anywhere suffering. And it's a huge suffering. And to take, the Christmas is supposed to be a time of forgiveness and a time to, welcome in the next chapter of the year, I suppose you could say, the new year. And, we live in children on the streets. We live in adults on the streets to die at Christmas and everything like that. And it's a disgrace. It really is a disgrace. And I'm not going to really lie to people when I say that, this is not the republic that everybody pays their taxes for. To have, children lying in the streets, asking their parents that, are starving on the streets. We're sadly going to come to us, where's our Christmas tree and everything like that. And that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking for anybody to hear. That's heartbreaking. That really tears on my heart. And, you wonder what Michael D. Higgins and Liam Farrell takes it, because Michael D. Higgins' speech was all about immigrants and how we should welcome immigrants in and everything like that. Fair enough in a way, but having so many people homeless and having so many people dying on the streets and children without even a place to go home, and him living in an house with about 50 bedrooms in it. You have to raise the question, what does the people of Ireland pay their taxes for? People fought and died for this country. And we have so many people at this moment in time lying on trolleys in hospitals for Christmas. Haven't got the beds for them. So they're just going to be left lying on trolleys for Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. And we have so much injustice in this country. And the thing I'm going to say to people is, no more. No more. We can't... There's going to be an election this year for a new government in this country. No more will we can't let politicians do what they want. The people of Ireland has to stand up and say, enough is enough, because God Almighty, Father, give us strength. Because good God Almighty, having 4,000 or 5,000 children homeless at this time of year, that's unacceptable. It's intolerable. People might tolerate it, but we can't tolerate it. We simply can't tolerate it, that people are suffering this badly in this country. And people living in their houses now, some people that, haven't paid their rent in so long because they can't afford to pay it, and they're struggling to put food on the table to provide for their families. And where's the local authorities and where's the government caring about that? Because nobody cares. The government don't care. And the people in Ireland just pretend it's normal to affect people on the streets and to throw people out on Christmas. Everybody sees where I'm coming from, that I didn't want to make this negative. But I had to. Last year was all, about Christmas, wishing everybody the best and everything. But it has to be said. And I'm not bringing it up to be a nuisance to anybody. Because I'm just fed up and seeing all the inequality in this country. And I'm just saying to people, what a few simple words. We cannot let this happen anymore. We have to stand up and say enough is enough. I know people say, and I say it oftentimes, that you can't beat the system. Well, we can try and beat the system. No matter what happens, we have to try and beat the system. We always have to try and change something. If we can change something for the better, then that's worth the change. And I'm saying to people this year, and I'm saying to people especially at Christmas, please, please, please think of the poor children and the poor people lying on the streets in Dublin and across Ireland. Please think about that on Christmas. Please say a prayer and please pray to God that you know that maybe, please God, this year will be the end of everything like that. And this country will have no more pain in it. Because, you know, it really has come to a point. It can't be tolerated anymore, and it cannot stand. As Abraham Lincoln was said, the house divided by itself cannot stand. Like, we are divided. Our nation is divided. Between the people who are trying to fight, people like me, who are trying to fight for people's rights and what people deserve. And then we have other people who just forget about them, and who just don't want to be annoyed about it. And just, it doesn't, the way they act is like it doesn't affect them, and they have no concern about it. Whereas concern of everybody in Ireland to play their part in making sure everybody in this country is happy and healthy. Therefore, I just want to say at the end of that speech, I just want to say, you know, a happy Christmas and a happy New Year to everybody. But I just want to make it very clear, and I want to make it very clear to the higher ups in Dublin that, you know, I'm not going to stand down. I said that if they want to annoy me as much as they can indeed. But, you know, I'm not going to shut my mouth anytime soon. As simple as that. To Michael D. Higgins, that was a terrible speech he gave last night on this Christmas speech. That was a terrible speech. Him, you know, talking about no immigrants coming into the country, not worrying about the people who are lying down in the streets. It's fair enough if you mention about that first and then mention the immigrants. That's fair enough. But talking about it before his own people is a bit of a joke. Especially because they're putting food on the table for him. It's really, really sad to live in a country that is so much divided. And, you know, I hope and I pray that everybody has a happy New Year, and I hope and I pray that, you know, justice can come back to this republic. But will it? That's the question. So as I said, wish everybody a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. And the best in try the new decade. We can only pray for the best, lads. We can only pray for the best, and we can only hope for the best for this country and for our futures. Thank you.